All right, it is indeed time for the Fluffle to assemble. Welcome, one and all, to the Rabid Atheist Show. I'm your host, Ed Raby, a former pastor turned atheist, now a compassionate anti-theist. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Rabid Atheist Show, where, regardless of who you are, whether you're a paid-for citizen or just a tourist who's subscribed, or whether you're just somebody looking across the border wondering whether or not to emigrate to such a nation as a wonderful nation as the Rabid Nation, you are welcome here. Welcome, one and all, to the Rabid Atheist Show, and welcome to another Thursday Deconversion Hangout, where we hang out as deconverted folks and talk about deconversion issues. And today we're going to be continuing to watch through a video by PBS, where a young Earth creationist father kind of has a conversation with her evolutionist, non-believing daughter. And there are so many deconversion issues in this film, so many. But also, we will always talk about any deconversion issue that you want. I'm no expert, no psychologist, but I like to help. So thanks, everybody, for being here tonight. Couple of announcements. There is a goal in chat, as of course this keeps my stream motoring along. Supported ad-free. All streams are ad-free now. I'm just kind of tired of dealing with YouTube with the ads when it comes to streaming. So I'm relying completely on your support. But if we reach that goal, I will wear whatever hat has been chosen by the poll. And for the rest of the stream, there's also a link to the Discord in the description for the Fluffle of Fangs if you're looking for a community to hang out with and have fun with. So there you go. Let's see. This is kind of one of those reluctant, sad moments. I am going to start promoting I Killed Earl's GoFundMe again. Unfortunately, we've had a few bad turns in that one, so it's the link is there as well. So just make sure you check that out if you haven't yet. We got pretty good going there, but we've had a few setbacks. So unfortunately, gonna have to activate that a little bit, and I'll continue to promote it for a little while longer. Let's see. Anything? Oh, yes. Speaking of Earl, tomorrow, me and I Killed Earl will be looking at and reviewing Jubilee's face-off between Stucky and Monty. Earl's gonna provide the biology and all the rest of it and the moral outrage, and I am going to provide the biblical knowledge and all the rest of it so that we can look at that and analyze it a little bit based on what happened there, because I think it's a very interesting one for a lot of different reasons. All right. I think that's it for announcements. So let's see who's here. Dragon Rider, yes. What a horrible what a horrible week so far for celebrity deaths. Oh, Peter Cullen. So there you go. So there you go. Oh my goodness. Tim Curry, and then you had Dolly Parton. It's just been a bad one. It's just been a bad week for celebs, but good to see you, Dragon Rider. Let's see. There she is. The wonderful, lovely, smart, beautiful, intelligent, lap in which our Lord naps. I Killed Earl, one of the smartest women I know. Allegedly, Fred is almost allegedly here. Lindsay is here. You are Victoria is here. Yeah, it's been a rough one. Does anybody else feel like their childhood, youth, young adulthood is being like disappearing right in front of them this week? Like, holy shit. Like, I feel for everybody who's feeling something, because it's like, oh my God. So there you go. Good to see you, Wolf. Evan. There it is. The priest of Bun. Let's see. Oh, and Nami. Good to see you, Nami. All right. Just a reminder where we kind of were with this video. We had the woman that's narrating the PBS video had gotten to a point where she's talking about her college days when she turned 21 and she attended an evolutionist class. I'm going to review that just a little bit and then we'll take it from there. I'm taking this one kind of slow, this reaction. So I'll take as long as it takes to get through it because there's just so many deconversion issues in there. So, yeah. Oh, Muppets. Yeah. Muppets Treasure Island, Rocky Horror, Tim Curry. Yeah. I always did a fabulous job. Tim Curry did. Like, I don't know. There's one scene, what is it, in Home Alone 2, where he just gets the grin on his face and it looks like the Grinch, one of the best scenes ever. Three Musketeers. He played Cardinal Richelieu in that one. So there's just a lot of good roles. I'm gonna missed greatly. Yep, another bigger life person. Yep, correct. All right, it's getting 2-hour video today. I know everybody wants to talk about everybody. I want to talk, but yeah, I think I want to do like a tribute video for stream for everybody, but I feel like I have to keep waiting because who's next? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's throw up our video here where she's about to talk about her when she turns 21 again. I'm reviewing a little bit here, but dad and daughter don't seem to be getting along too well. So let's see what she has to say about it at this point.
I'm 21, blossoming in college. Revealing myself as no longer Christian was kind of like practice for coming out.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people had a question about that. I get what she's saying, but she also seems to kind of indicate that maybe she came out a little bit later too, as some LGBTQ as well. But like she's basically saying that coming out as a non-Christian was practice for her coming out, which kind of indicates to me there's like a double thing between her and dad at this point. But yeah, like it's one of those things where I'm looking at it back and I'm like, oh, okay. Like there's a whole bunch of things that happened here when she became a young adult and the separation from her father. Because at the beginning of the film, she's talking about how she hasn't really, like her dad isn't part of her life, things like that. So yeah, it's just, I don't know that she was really kind of emphasized some of the things that has happened. Maybe that's why the case, but she's, telling her family she wasn't a Christian anymore was kind of the first practice. And then she's probably LGBTQ in some way. And so she's come out about that because it was practice for her. So yeah, it's like this must have been, I mean, I'm just thinking about it. It must have been a very emotional time for her and her family at that time. So, but yeah, I wanted to review that because I'm like, yeah, I want a clarification on that. So, but let's see where she goes with it.
Oh, crazy. Thrilling and terrifying, especially on trips back home.
We live on a dead-end street.
I had this one anthropology class about evolution. It blew my mind wide open.
And there's a mountain.
I woke up one morning with one set of beliefs, and I went to bed that night with a world-crumbling realization.
All around you.
The flood could never have happened. My mom was worried I might throw the baby out with the bathwater, but
Yeah, like, so, yeah, like, I mean, I think describing coming out as an atheist, coming out as relatively niche thing. Like, here are the words of revealing I was no longer religious with practice for coming out. Yeah, like I think that's what she was saying. Like, it's interesting. Like, there's a lot of possibilities here. But some of you may remember that whatever moment it was when you decided to discard faith. And for her, like, she woke up with this realization the flood could never have happened, and so the whole Bible was garbage. Um, it must have been like we all of us have been at that moment. I think if you've left the faith, you know exactly what's going on with that. Like you know that there's that moment. Like when I left, it was kind of soul crushing. And when I revealed to a lot of people I just didn't believe in anything anymore, it had a very detrimental effect on a lot of my relationships. So it's like I get the pressure of what she's saying. I get the absolute pressure of what that moment must have been like for her. So it's like it's me. To me, it's pretty clear that coming out and coming out as LGBTQ of some straight. Okay, yeah, I think she's basically saying that she came out, but that no longer being a Christian was kind of practice for it. So there you go. You're on the cone with a choir actor when that up. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, like we all have that fucking moment, like where it's like, oh, this isn't true. It's bullshit. And like for me, I was in the pulpit at the time. Like I've reiterated my story many times. So, but for those of you that may be new, I'll do it again. But I was preaching a message on sin from 1 Corinthians 5. I had prayed to God, you got to show me how sin is real, because I had this quote from Dan Barker floating around in my head that sin is an imaginary problem that requires the imaginary solution of Jesus. And I'm like, you got to show me what the reality is here, because as far as I can tell, sin isn't a real thing unless God is a real thing. And I'm really having problems with God being a real thing. And I got up, preached that message, sat back down, didn't hear anything from God, and had that moment of realization. I'm just sitting there kind of stunned, because I'm like, Ed, you're a fraud. Like up until that point, I was a sincere believer, but after that, it was like, you're a fraud. You don't really believe this stuff. This isn't real. You know, you make your money telling people something that's bullshit. And in gratitude for that, you know, the whole sin salvation thing, they put the money in the basket. So yeah, it was a rotten moment for me. And I spent the next 3 years struggling with that realization, and eventually did get out of the pulpit. So about faith, but something which impacts you and those around you negative. I don't need the sin definition for that, Naomi. Like I'm going to tell you straight, we wouldn't have the idea that sin even existed if it wasn't for the religions that believe in it and say that that's what it is. But sin, from a biblical context, is transgression against God. I can look at things around people and myself that impact each other negatively without calling it sin. Like there's other ways we can call it. So, hey, Petite. Hey, Coffee Cow, it's good to see you. Yeah, like I got to agree with you, Petite. Only if God says it is, because in order for it to be a sin, it has to be a transgression against God's law. It is a very religious concept. It doesn't, to me, it just doesn't stay that out there. So yeah, if there's no God, there's no sin. Like if God doesn't come up to you and tell you that this is wrong, then it's not a sin. Like there is no, like you can't escape the fact that the monotheistic religions are the ones that invented the word. Well, they didn't really invent the word, but they defined it with new meaning, because it used to mean like missing the mark or falling short. But they definitely put in the idea of, if you're transgressing the law of God, the Bible defines it that way too. Sin is a transgression of the law, I think is what it says in 1 John. So I get where people are coming from, but I don't need sin as a definition. So there you go. Hey, Tilting. All right, glad you're listening on the road.
I could never go back to being a believer.
Oh yeah? You've got your God?
That's a very interesting revelation she had at the end, that she could never go back. I always get that question every once in a while, could you ever go back? And I'm going to be honest, I don't, at this point, no, I don't, it's not possible. The evidential evidence I'm looking for, which should be easy for God to do, but seems to be very difficult. I don't think that I could do that. I don't think I could go back. There's too much falsity to it now. I see the man behind the curtain, so to speak, and I just can't unsee it. So there you go. Like, all right. Everyone sure you smash that like button. Yes. Even as a kid, I never thought of sin as anything but just doing something immoral. Yeah. Thanks, Coffee. Spam the like button. Yeah, and you've reached a kind of interesting point, and that's why I get it, Naomi. It's like, if you're going to be agnostic about that, you don't know about the future of the faith. I get it, but you can't go back to what you were. Like, it's just not possible. Consensual, yeah. Well, of course it's consensual, but let's be honest about the like button. She's very consensual. Let's just call her what she is. Hey, well, I'm doing pretty good. I am doing pretty good, Tilting. Thanks for asking. I appreciate that. I do. One of the great things about Fluffle here is people do ask me how I'm doing, and they genuinely mean it, and I appreciate that. So you spam times. Well, yeah, you still have to ask permission. That's true. But let's be fair about the like button. She very rarely says no. She very rarely does. Well, there you go. Hey, Martin, good to see you, man. There you go.
Well, I'm God, and I'll take God on. Wow, careful now what you wish for, because if you get in a fight with God, you're going to lose.
Okay, I got to take on that statement. As a former preacher, that's a goddamn claim with absolutely zero evidence. Like, too many people look at the situations of life very rarely when you think that God is against you. But it's like, so what are you saying there? Like, this is a phrase, this whole idea of, if you take on God, God's going to like beat you down and all that stuff. Well, what does that reveal about the character of God? Like, that's not loving, that's abusive. Like, this is this casual phrase basically that makes God into an abuser. Like, I'm sorry, like, it's, you better not take on God or he's going to get you or make you, like, dude, like, I'm not taking on God. Like, so I just, like, God, yeah. All right, there you go. Oh, you are. There you go. That's fair. I didn't start that, by the way. Like, God, it speaks against the uses of God's. Yeah, good to see Kent. Yeah. Tilting. Be careful. Like, seems to be a trend around here in the Fluffle of car troubles. Click the girls. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just know that. If you're fighting with the Lord, you're going to lose. If you're running from...
Why is this, dog? Why is this a combat? Like you're acting like this is a goddamn war. Like it's a war with God. Like I don't understand the mentality of how you don't see God as abusive at this point. I just don't see how that's I don't get that preaching anymore. Maybe I've been out long enough, but it's one of those things where you end up basically you're saying that if God wants you back, you better come back or he's going to get you. If I had somebody in my life that said, hey, you better come back to me or I'm beat the shit out of you, would I consider that a good relationship? Like, is that a good thing? Probably not. But why is this a thing? Like, because now you as a preacher are advocating that that's okay. It's okay for God to be an abusive prick. Like, yeah, like, no kidding. Like, it's an abuser. It's like, no. And this is what really makes me sad about this is because her father, okay, we've got to get back to the story. Her father listens to this stuff and thinks that this is true. Like when he looks at his daughter, he imagines his daughter fighting God and she needs to stop fighting God and get right with him. So what he thinks in his mind is she needs to get right with the abuser that I worship. I'm sorry. It's like being a parent and watching your child be abused and say, yeah, they deserve that. They had that coming. Like, Jesus. It is diabolical for one, Earl. Yes. So there you go. There you go. I mean, but it's also like it's the spiritual warfare narrative. Dragon Rider's very right because there's a narrative here that this preacher is using. Like you got to, you're either with us or against us. And if you're against us, we're going to beat you up until you come back to us. Like it's kind of really sick and twisted. It's like, it's bad black and white thinking. He's speaking from the flesh. Well, then a lot of preachers preach from this flesh. Like, and be honest, the Bible actually says this too. So, God in the Old Testament very much indicates that you better do everything he says the way he says it, or he will kill you. Like, there's a mountain of blessing and a mountain of cursing in the Bible. And the mountain of cursing has a lot of things where God promises to basically beat up and abuse his people if they don't do what he says. Like, yes. Relationship with Canada and Trump, yes. Yeah. Had pretty nice problems to have by comparison, yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, realize that his prior relationship with the USA is dangerous as it is useful. Probably. Well, yeah, it's cult language, which isn't surprising. But I feel sorry for the daughter at this point because her father's mentality is basically, it's okay for my God to abuse my daughter if it gets her back into the kingdom. Like, that is his mentality. And when people ask me why I'm an anti-theist about like why I think religion needs to go, consider that mindset for a minute, how easy that is to indoctrinate somebody into that mindset. Like you will turn your back on your own kids and think it's okay for God to abuse them if it brings them back into the fold. And then you're fully capable of engaging in that abuse yourself or helping it along or enabling it. So yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's happened. So your favorite cult is Doctor Who fans. Okay. Good to see you, Blossom, too.
From the Lord, you're going to lose.
Cyril Barber. He was the librarian and the professor that sat down with me, and he was British. Explained to me what a thesis was. I had to write a thesis, and I thought, I don't even know what a thesis is. He said, a thesis is a proposition put forth for debate. Okay.
I'm good. What's that?
My Master of Divinity. That was my blood, sweat, and tears in seminary.
Oh, I suppose I should comment about a Master of Divinity. I don't have one of those. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you better listen, Blossom. Yeah, the young Earth creationist. Yeah, this is the young Earth creationist father. He's how can I say this? Like, he's interesting in that he has certain mindsets that he just cannot get over. Like, the daughter and the mother have had a discussion about him, and his daughter asked about it, do you think dad can change? And mom's legitimate instant knee-jerk response was, well, probably when hell freezes over, but that doesn't mean you can't have a relationship with him. So, so there you go. So, but yes, but there you go. But that is who it is. Now, as far as the MDiv, Masters of Divinity basically it probably depends on the institution, but I don't have one. I have a Master of Arts in Theological Studies, which means I've read a lot of theologians, did a lot of different viewpoints of people that studied it. Like, I have a very good grasp of historical theology and how theology has developed in the church over the years, and how it works. An MDiv is more about, at least my experience of it, is more about religious practice and how to do things that are practical inside the church. And yeah, they're approaching it from the standpoint of a thesis is something that's up for debate. So, so there you go. So, Master Divinity sounds kinky. Okay. Forgets about the ball, yes. Hey, Josh, good to see you. Math division? I don't know. To avoid here, I see it more important to think critically. Like, when, okay, those Jews they don't God, but Christians do. All right.
All my papers and notes and assignments. This is my thesis right here.
I remember it being read.
Meaning of the math.
Okay, all right. Before I get into this, yeah, he has a very interesting master's thesis. So just so I'll have you pay attention.
And exception clauses. Maybe someday when you're having trouble falling asleep, you can just pull this off the shelf. You'll be sawing logs before you know it.
This is where I have one agreement with this father. Like, you could probably do the same with mine. Like, if you really, really are suffering from insomnia, go down to the Asbury Theological Seminary Library, check out my thesis, and take it home and read it for about 5 pages. An examination of the biblical theology of 1 Timothy in the context of the early church, or something to that effect. So there you go. Oh. My goodness. Oh, Jesus, we have trying to understand during the time the house is needed for New Testament for that. Nobody understands God. There's nothing to understand. When they think they understand a God, they invented themselves. Yes. Hey, Eric and Ryan. Show me the bookshelf and I'll show the man, or however that goes. Yes. Preacher shown earlier, that might be Greg Laurie, senior pastor of Harvest Christian Fellowship in Riverside, California. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering who that was. This guy seems to listen to him a lot, though. So just so everybody's aware. But yes, theses are designed to be read so you can fall asleep.
There it is. Definition of terms, hypothesis, my hypothesis.
What's the Matthean exception clause?
Well, there's no exception to what Jesus said. He said, if you divorce and remarry, then it's in effect committing adultery. So he's just saying, look, when you marry, it's for keeps. I say it's like being astronauts in a space capsule, and you're off into space, and you can't just say at some point, I'm out of here, and open the door and walk out because everybody dies. You just don't do that. You know, you're together for the length of the mission, and the mission is life. So if you want, the release clause is in Romans 7, when one of you dies. Now you're free. And in heaven, I'm not saying you won't have a relationship with the people you know on earth, but it's going to be different. There is no sin. There is no suffering. There is no wrongdoing. And,
Do you think I'm going to heaven?
I believe that anybody that places their faith in Christ, just like I place my faith in Christ, goes to heaven.
I want everybody to notice the non-answer there. I found that part particularly telling. Like, she asks him a very direct question. Do you think I am going to heaven? And he avoids the question entirely. He doesn't say yes. He doesn't say no. He just says, I believe that if you believe in Jesus Christ like I do, then you will go to heaven. So why don't you just say no? Why don't you just say no? I just don't. No.
Jesus, that's what Jesus said. He said, I am the way and the truth and the life.
So Jews and Muslims are going to hell.
Not all Jews, not all Muslims.
Jews for Jesus aren't, but the rest of them are going to hell. I have a problem with that.
Well, I do too. And you know what I do about it?
What?
I do what Jesus and the apostles said to do. Every person who will listen, tell them. Every person who will listen, tell them. Let them know. It's like, who is God? What is his nature? And
I've just met so many other fervent believers who, by their own version of reality,
oh, sure,
faith,
that's always been
life
true.
After death or the lack thereof.
It's story. It's all story. Mine is story. The atheist is story. Any of the people you've talked with, it's all story. Go into a court case. Go into a courtroom. What are the lawyers doing? They're telling a story. They're using the evidence they have available, and they're telling a story.
No, absolutely not. There are some stories that are told that actually have like things we can look up and evidence we can examine. And there are other stories that are told that are just told to comfort people. I just found this conversation very interesting because it started with a personal question. Okay. And you will see believers do this a lot with their families. Like if I don't know if anybody in chat or anywhere has had the experience of asking their parents or the people that sent them on their belief, brother, sister, whatever, do you think I'm going to hell or do you think I'm going to heaven? But invariably, this is almost the kind of answer you get. I don't know if too many people get the yes or no answer. Like, and they'll couch it in humility. Well, you know, it's not for me to judge. It's for God to judge. The problem I have with this exchange is like he then wants to retreat to, well, everybody has a story. Well, then how the fuck do you know yours is a right story then? Like, on what basis then do you say you're right and everybody else is wrong. Like everybody's using a story. Well, okay, well then yours is just a story too. It's like I don't understand this father very well anymore. I guess I've been out too long, but it's one of those things where I'm listening to this conversation and I'm going, dude, she asked you a damn direct question. You should at least love her enough to sit there and maybe consider a better answer. You know, like she brings up Jews, you know, she brings up Muslims. Are they going to heaven? Well, you know, obviously in his view, no. She brings up Jews for Jesus. I don't know if Evan would caught that one. So, yes. You reject his mustache. Yes, and you don't have any evidence. That's kind of the goddamn point. Jews for Jesus, Christians, facts, yes. Oh, but yes, but like he doesn't seem to grasp like this is a real, and this is where religion fucks up relationships really hard. This is, once again, this is why Ed's an anti-theist. And this is why many of us in the chat are anti-theists. Like, look at what this just did to this relationship in this simple conversation. Now there is distance between a daughter and a father for no other fucking reason than dad can't figure out that maybe he might be wrong. Like he can't accept in his brain that he might be wrong. Like he can't even acknowledge that. He's got a backup and well, everybody's got a story. And it's like, well, yeah, but when I tell my story, you know, I've got some facts behind it. So I don't understand this part. Evangelicals have attempted internationally to halt their attempts to understand God entire time when they do. Fair. Yeah, like fair. But it's like, I don't understand this father not being able to genuinely look his daughter in the face and say, shit, you know, maybe I could be wrong. Like all these people I'm condemning to hell, do I have any justification for doing that? So, yeah, so there you go. But yeah, like I just found this exchange between father and daughter to be just very sad. Like, you know, my thumbnails continue with Fangs being sad about this entire video. And rightly so, because the only thing that's holding up this relationship from growing and becoming something better together is simply dad not thinking he's so right all the time. And I don't see it. I just don't see it.
Telling two very different stories. One of them is true and one of them is not.
Is it weird for you to have people that you're so close to who are non-believers or who are questioning?
It's not weird at all. It's not weird.
Or sad or uncomfortable.
It's something that I pray for you and for every family member every day.
So just to show everybody caught that. So what dad basically says, I pray for you. Like the amount of copium dad is having to take in order to deal with his lost family is pretty high here. So he's basically retreated to everybody's telling a story. One of them's true, the other one's false. Let's, retreat to, well, how does that make you feel about me? Like his daughter literally directly asks him, well, how do you feel about us then that don't believe? Well, I pray for you all. Like there's no way to dialogue here. Like it's just very, very frustrating. So I don't know. Saying Christians don't know their God's care. They believe that they're invented to suit themselves, but ask questions of 10 different denominations, you will get 12 different answers. Yes. The Bible or ancient scripture says God is a mystery. If it is right, then any attempt would be futile or risk making your scriptures into a lie, which makes pretty much anything that we want to talk about with God kind of useless. So it would also make anything the scripture says definitively about God a lie. Yes. pray for you might be, well, yeah, because it's like an insult to his daughter. Like he's basically saying, you're wrong, I'm right, I'm going to pray to God about you. So, yes. Thanks, son. 10 joules. There you go. You're hiding. All right, there we go. And the Bible will support all of them if they interpret it hard enough, regardless of how different. Yes. And so I think, like, she brought that up to him too. Like, hey, man, there's other people that interpret that differently. Yeah, I know. Like he acknowledges it and then tries to retreat to the story angle. But yeah, I just found that exchange very interesting because he basically, for all practical purposes, yes, I'm sorry, honey, you are indeed going to hell because you don't believe as I do. I'm sorry if this puts a damper on our relationship, but, it's what I believe, and there you go. So, yeah.
I'd give up everything I have, everything, if it would result in these people that I love seeing and understanding.
Okay, so that all sounds really noble, but doesn't it involve the assumption, sir, that you are seeing and understanding, that you have the perfect? This is one of the things that used to bother me when I was a Christian, and after I left it, I kind of like left the whole idea, which is the thing with Christianity is the way, the truth, the life thing. No one comes to the Father but by me, that sort of thing, right? And so it puts you in a mindset where you can't see any possibility that you are wrong. It generates an incredible amount of arrogance. Now, don't get me wrong, you can still be arrogant outside of religion, but there's always this element to every religion, I think, I swear, every time I talk to them at length about it, where it's, I found the right thing. Everything else is wrong, but somehow I magically got the right thing. I have the right thing. I have the right way. I have the only way. And I just don't see how that's going to work or how that allows you to even listen to anybody else. Like the man cannot see that his own religious viewpoint is blocking him from understanding any other possibility. Like he doesn't want to see it. He has no desire to see it. He just wants to live in that block.
The breakdown of marriage: adultery, divorce, bill of divorce, frequency of divorce,
Prerogative of divorce.
The exception to marriage: celibacy. The husband created the marriage bond, so only he could break it. Even without the right of divorce, the woman could make her husband so miserable that he would greatly oblige her with a divorce. This notwithstanding, divorce remained a man's privilege.
Well, there we go. That's at least honest about what the Bible says about divorce. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's when I was a fundy, that was like standard script about marriage and divorce. It's just, if you look at the Bible and divorce and marriage, like it's not about love. There's no love in it. If you're looking for that sort of thing, you won't find it in the Bible. What you find is a relationship where the man is benefited, and if the relationship isn't beneficial to the man, then he can get rid of it. But there is no thought for the woman. And this does not change when you get to the New Testament, because when Jesus is talking about this, he's talking about a man's right to divorce his wife, not the other way around. The same God, but the Jewish people tend to conceptualize their God without a consideration of Christian thought. Yeah. Every time you say Old Testament, you help spread Christian propaganda. Maybe that's quite possible. Saying such and such of the same God is weird to me because when you dig into each person's idea, they always have their own personal, very specific version. So maybe they're trying to build from the same kind of bias, but having no actual God to point the version of sort of different God, or the name of prophet is almost exactly the same. Yeah, very much but yeah, like Kent, you're hitting some points here. Like one of the things I noticed as a pastor when I would talk with people about God and what they thought about God, they had very, very different views about God. Okay. And so you could be attending the same church and you'd interview 100 people in that church and you get 100 different answers to the question, what is God like? So, but yeah, Fred, this marriage thing in the Bible is about ownership. It's about, sorry, ladies, I don't mean to offend all the ladies in the room, but sorry, if you're going to be a biblically based Christian, we're going to probably talk about this more tomorrow, me and Earl are, because some parts of this come out when that debate moves into the realm of marriage and gay marriage in particular. But yes, this is all about securing property rights to a woman's reproductive system. Like it is really that simple. Like it is trying to maintain some sort of exclusive rights to somebody else's abilities. So it's like it is one of those things that really should bother you in any kind of context. And the Bible is the one that keeps this going. Now, this guy, our pastor, Creationist pastor, wrote his thesis on what exception there is to this. What reason can a man divorce his wife? And it's only marital unfaithfulness. So, but only the guy can decide when that's viable. So, yes. Why is divorce be expensive? Because it's worth every fucking penny. Okay, that's true for many of us. Oh, it's just a question of how deep you dig until you uncover the difference in each version. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you are. If you are, apologies, but we like I don't know if we're doing that. Whenever people actually prove Jesus is real, my dog farted and it smelled like shit. I'm disappointed. He farted out Jesus, proved me wrong. I take a very, I don't know, attitude about the existence of Jesus. The mythicists will make their points. Not a lot of people are mythicists, if I'm being fair, though, because something happened that caused some person existed that caused all these people to write about him in the first, second centuries. So something happened. And a lot of these people are separated by, distance, time, whatever. So I'm not saying that you can't propagate a myth that way. You certainly can, but it's like, I think it's better to shrug your shoulders about the existence of Jesus. But yes. Yeah, you want to get mad, watch tomorrow's stream. Yes. It's good. Yes, Earl, I'm letting Earl do all the rage part tomorrow because this issue of marriage is going to come up again because the conservative Christian lass, Stuckey, is going to defend it to the utmost. And yeah, so it's going to be triggering. It is. But I'm letting her do the moral outrage. So, and I'm going to just be the Bible expert. So,
Wow. I'm unmarried and Kelly's divorced and remarried. So Kelly's divorce must have hit Dad pretty, well, I guess it hit everybody hard. Goodness gracious.
No, not me. I was glad.
see, now this is weird because I know what this guy has said in his thesis about divorce and remarriage, which means his daughter getting his other daughter, not the one that's conflicting with him or doing the video, his other daughter got divorced and remarried. And by his own theological viewpoint, she is now an adulteress. Okay, like, What? I'm going to be rage translator. Yes. Yes. Earl's going to do that for me. All right. So, but yes. But like, and then yet mom here is like, oh, I am so glad they got divorced. Like something was going on. So, but yeah, this was this father's viewpoint. Like, what happens when you write a thesis that boxes you in their corner with your relationship with your own daughter, where she says, I'm divorcing this SOB because whatever. And now then she goes off and gets remarried to somebody who apparently loves her better. It's like dad now has to look at his Bible and go, hey man, I have to, if I'm going to be honest with myself, my other daughter is an adulteress at this point. Like, that's what she is because she's divorced and remarried. Like, this viewpoint on divorce and remarriage used to happen to me a lot in the Assembly's Guide because we had the same view as this guy. And so many people walked away from the church because, like, oh no, you got to stay with the abusive fuck. Like, it's like, and I actually go to therapy because I actually had to give that advice several times because I had to, as an Assembly of God minister, follow the rules. And it's like, I didn't want to 90% of the time because I'm like, no, I can really genuinely see where this divorce, I don't know. I don't know. It's my issue with this is very deep, on a personal level as a former minister that used to give that advice. Like, this is why Ed goes to therapy twice a month to talk about guilt and stuff that happens and stuff that I've done. And this is one of the bigger issues, like the whole marriage. There's only one reason to leave your spouse, and that's marital unfaithfulness. And the man is really in control of all that. So you could have, like, genuinely, if you look at the Bible, you could have a man being unfaithful to his wife, but because he controls the divorce, she can't do anything about it. That's the biblical view of marriage if you take the Old Testament. It's only when the guy discovers that his wife has been unfaithful that he gets the option. So I don't understand. Jesus had a Greek title where Christ taught ministrations. Greek said he was born like Hercules, lived like Persians. Yeah, and that is McTime the mythicist case, which is a valid case. It's just, can you prove he didn't exist? Because at that point, it's like saying there is no God. That's a claim. Okay. Can you prove that Jesus didn't exist? And that becomes a different aspect at that point. And that's where it's like, 90% of the time you can. So there we go. All right. So mom was glad for the divorce. Let's see what happened with this. This is a very interesting drama. So where's my commentary? Oh, I'm not trying to, I'm keeping the drama to a limit, Evan, and I've got to stay on point. Okay. I absolutely agree with you. Okay. I do agree a little bit. Okay. Just making sure we're tight, Evan. Like, it's just, it's one of those things.
It to happen.
John, come to the front office. John Nelson, please come to the front office. It really helped me to film with Dad today.
It helped you too?
Yep. It's like, because he's so tender with the kids. He's like kind of tough love, but he's really sweet with them, and it's helpful for me to see.
That side. I don't get that side. I don't get that.
Mom doesn't either. Here.
He still makes a valiant effort to have that side with Andrew, but they clash heads a lot too. He's just a normal teenager. Yeah. We were normal teenagers. We weren't fiery. We were teenagers.
Here, pull this down.
We were learning how to stand up for wrongs. We were learning how to argue points. We were learning. I read this book and it was just like, it broke my heart because I was like, damn, I wish my parents would have read this. I think like the unconditional love thing is a big piece of it. Yeah. You can't be so hurt by me that you can't build a bridge and come tell me you love me. He hasn't told me he loved me since I was a very young child.
What?
Yeah, that's another issue here with dad and daughter too. Like their relationship doesn't seem to be all that tight. Um, I don't um, I don't know how to express this, I guess, at the moment, but there's just a feeling I have that dad felt something about his daughter and just kind of walked away. And now she's like saying he hasn't said he loves me since I was a very young child. And now that she's an unbeliever, is it possible that he has even more justification not to say so? So yeah, it's like I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them completely because documentaries don't tell you very much. But on the one hand, and then you got the other daughter here going, "Oh, he's just so nice with the kids," and well, of course, they're his grandkids. Like of course, he's going to be nice with them. So I think you're missing an mythicist. What's staying here is belief that the authors of the New Testament hijacked and lied about the Jewish religion. Yeah, they could have. I think they did. Like when you look at the Gospels, McTime, it's like they definitely are attacking the Jews and butting up to the Romans. So yeah, dad is allowing cognitive dissonance to be a barrier in his relationships. Yes, big time. Very big time. But it's very interesting that this daughter seems to desire a relationship with her dad, but she doesn't feel like she's really gotten any of it. And she's now just had some discussions with him. She's asked him the direct question, do you think I'm going to heaven? And he totally wandered around that. Like he did not want to, he laid out his position and then let her like have to extrapolate the answer. Well, no, you're not going to it. Like I said, there you go.
I'm not exaggerating.
Like I love you?
I don't get that ever. Ever. You spend a whole lifetime trying to fix yourself because you are somehow innately unworthy. I just wanted to be held. I wanted to be accepted.
Some people take it in stride. Some people aren't doing as well as others.
At the end of the day, I wanted to be loved. His boyfriend, in my mind, was willing to show me unconditional love and kindness. I felt so much shame.
When we do baby dedications here, it's as much dedicating the mom and dad as it is the child.
I did everything I was supposed to do. I got married, I had a Bible study, go to church 3 days a week.
And so, Lord, we pray for Andrew that, Lord, he would grow up to be a...
My battle with remaining a Christian was, I don't hate the sinner, I hate the sin. And making people feel like their entire existence is a sin.
All right, that was I think this is the other daughter that got married, got divorced. She's being interviewed by her sister, and she did everything right. Like from a Christian point of view, she found a Christian boyfriend. She got married to the Christian guy. She did all the things. Innately unworthy. Yeah, I thought it was a great phrase too, so because she's expressing how she feels too about the whole, like, I lived a whole lifetime feeling innately unworthy. Like I'm just unworthy of anything. And that's a very interesting statement for this daughter to make. Like, this isn't just our evolutionist daughter versus our young earth creationist father. There's also this other story of this, where somebody is, being rejected, right? Being rejected because they did something wrong and that they were never worthy to begin with. I don't know, like this daughter that did get married, did have kids, but then had to get divorced and remarried. Well, her father can't accept that part of it. Like, he can't do that. And this is why I say this is so sad, because every one of these relationships would be better if dad didn't have his religion. Like, if the religion wasn't there, he could see what he's doing to his family. But as long as his religion blinders blind him, he's going to keep doing what he does. And so, yes. So there you go. All right.
That was just it for me. I was done.
Yeah. See, whenever you're strumming, sometimes you strum. See, it gets there.
Kelly got divorced and later remarried. And life went on.
Oh, hello.
Get him. They show me a good job. No hiding from mommy. Mama gonna get him.
Yeah, actually, that's a pretty good idea. This is a good place to stop, because the issue of his other daughter getting divorced and remarried after he wrote his master's thesis on the one exception being a marital unfaithfulness, I just wanted to highlight, because he's not just having problems with his evolutionist daughter. He's having problems with everybody. If you haven't noticed, his wife and him don't seem to be that close either. Like, there's definitely some distance there. But yeah, let's have a break. And then I'll come back and we'll finish up what we can get done. Like I said, I'm going to take my time with this one. There's just so many things in this thing that I see. So, but here we go. A couple minutes. I'll be back. right, I am back. There we go. Let me get that off. There we go. Kelly did everything in Christianity-wise, or at least tried to, and then became an atheist afterward. And yet people would not, no true Scotsman, her, and say she wasn't ever a true Christian. Yes. That was one of the sad parts of the story, because, see, the way I see it, like, the boy that's being dedicated is also in this documentary. He's Andrew, the one we met earlier. And so he is the child from the one daughter's first marriage. And so it's like she gets divorced, she gets remarried completely against her father's like own master's thesis. She does everything right, goes to church, leads a Bible study, does all the things. Now she doesn't believe, like she's done, right? And because of that, she's not really a Christian. So yes. Yes, that was Earl's stuff. Very well done. All right. I keep wanting to go into this because there's just so much here. As somebody who has now studied deconversion for a bit and experienced it firsthand, like, you know what? I'm going to comment. I may not return to the film, but I want to comment on this issue because it's a personal issue to me. And so some of you can take notes. The reason I find this PBS documentary so intriguing is I feel like there's a lot in here that relates to me and my relationship with my family, but from the complete reverse side of it. I've really made a point now of, like, I email my kids now every Wednesday. Like, a lot of the reason I take Wednesday off is so I have time to write them. I'm trying to start things going in a relationship with them. And I feel like I'm reversed here because in this story, all the kids and some of the grandkids have taken off, right? They've left it, right? They've gone out of it, and that their dad is stuck with it is the problem. In my case, the opposite is true. I'm the preacher dad who left it all and said this is all nonsense. But my kids, my mother, a lot of my grandkids, they all still believe. And I feel this story so much. I really do. That's why I'm going through it, because deconversion isn't just about the intellectual rejection of Christianity. It's about the emotional acceptance that you have to have with yourself, the emotional acceptance you have to have with your family. And there are days that I know that my relationship with my mother, with my kids, with my grandkids is affected because dad is no longer a preacher, but he's an atheist. It bothers me immensely that sometimes the reason that my kids can't relate to me anymore is we can't have that discussion about belief anymore, because from their perspective, at least some of them, I'm going to hell. I'm an apostate. I'm somebody that can't be trusted because, atheists don't have morals. And I see that in my own relationship. So when I watch this video, it's not triggering to me so much as it reminds me so very much of my own situation. And this situation of mine is not alone. I've focused for years on this channel on the deconversion aspects and how, people come to grips personally with their own faith. And they come to grips with it. And we wrestle with our own internal struggles, but there's another struggle I hope I'm trying to illustrate here that a lot of deconverted people go through when it comes to their still believing family, their still believing friends that were close. Like, I think even one of my best friends that's been my friend since we were kids, like, I think this has affected that too. I can't prove it, but everybody seems so distant with me. I'm going to probably talk more about this tomorrow and maybe the next day too. I don't know. I got a video in my head that's very personal that I want to release, but it hurts quite a bit that because of this religion thing, I cannot have, and to me, the whole religion thing just gets in the way of good relationships that you could have. Now, I'm not saying that getting rid of it would fix everything, but it sure doesn't help when people who you love look at you as some sort of pariah because you don't believe as they do. And it sucks. Okay, it just sucks because I want to just get past that barrier, but I know it's always there. So it's hard. Okay. That's why this story resonates with me so much, because it's kind of the opposite, where the whole family is like taken off and said, no, I don't want to buy this stuff. But dad's still stinging firm to it. And he could have this great relationship with his daughters and with his grandson. He could have all these good relationships, but it's like, you can't cross that barrier. It's like, fuck, it's like they always look at you with some sort of, there's something wrong with you. And the reason they think there's something wrong with you is because your religions don't line up, and it sucks. And so you have to ask yourself a question sometimes, like, is this worth it? Like, I think what the daughter's problem is the same problem I'm having right now is the time going to be worth it if I just keep running into this wall and I can't get past it? And so I'm just being very vulnerable here. I hope I'm not offending anybody or driving anybody away, but this is how I feel right now. And there's a video that's in my head, and there's some other things that are happening in my life that are very good, very positive. But there's also this, like, I'm trying to reach out to my kids. I'm trying to talk to them. I found a way in my autistic brain to do it. Like, I'm emailing them every Wednesday, like a letter, like back in the day when you just sit down and write letters to everybody you loved once a week. I remember doing that a long time ago. My list was pretty short, and I'm just kind of writing them. And my one son has responded once, the rest of the time it's kind of quiet. And I have to wonder why that is. Like, some of it is this religious bullshit. So that's what it is. Oh, thank you, Evan. Like that episode of Arthur in which hurricane hits, Brian's family did everything right in preparing, yet their store was destroyed. Brian needed therapy to help him with that anxiety. Yes, it's very much like that. Okay, Naomi. Allegedly afraid, yeah, my big sister, my lover, so just doesn't talk about religion anymore. We get along fine otherwise. Yeah, I can't say that that's necessarily true. Trying to treat you that way, aren't they? Yes. When you look at Christianity, they sit there think about it, just evangelism in and of itself, what does that teach people about how to look at others? Like they're broken, they're garbage, they're lost. I mean, even the way Christians refer to people that aren't saved as the lost, like there's an assumption there, isn't there? And so if your family members are lost sheep too, are you ever going to try to really bond with them, knowing full well where they're going? In some cases, this can be quite rough. That's okay, Naomi. It's frustrating. You know, it's just frustrating. It also makes me sad. So, hey, asshole. Oh, sorry I did it. Oh, that's okay. Thank you. I dig it, Ed. This is definitely the place to talk about it. We got your back, mate. Thank you. Evan, on you've experienced how dang goes to offend me, sending many hugs. Thank you, Evan. Appreciate that. You know, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again, Evan. You deserve all the good things in life. You really do. So there's that. Oh, speaking of which, I almost forgot to do something, and thanks for just being present to remind me. Where is it? Been meaning to put this up for a while. All files. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh, it won't let me do it. Rats. Okay, I'll have to fix that. I'll fix it later. But yeah, I wanted to show Oscar. It won't let me do it though. Damn it. I forgot I have to change the file form for StreamYard. Yes. Entirely justified frustration. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's worse for my kids because they were pastors' kids and they always looked up to dad, and dad's in the pulpit. He's the pastor. He's the guy. I mean, my problem with some of my stuff is I'm the one that taught a lot of them to believe. Like, and then now the very thing that they used to admire in me is gone. Like, it's completely gone. Like, it's gone. So, like, I went from this person in their mind that they could be very proud of to somebody that they have been taught to distrust. So, yeah. I mean, I hope I taught my kids enough about accepting people and not judging them too harshly to, you know, I hope that some parts of the Christianity I taught are there still, you know, like loving people regardless of how they look and et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, but it's a frustrating moment. Thanks, Petite. I appreciate it. So, Christianity spent a millennium mastering the paradox of tolerance, conditioning followers to conquer through intolerance. They are victims of the system, but loving intolerant believers remains. Yes. So, like, I don't blame my kids. I really don't. Like, it's the system. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I know. I you guys in the Fluffle have been just awesome. So thank you so much for that. Oh, well, thank you, Josh. Who got those? Oh, Kent Speak, Sunny Blue, Statesman, Project EOS, Lucas Sons, Devil Law. Okay, so those are good ones. But thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. But yes, yeah. See you later, Nami. You have to face responses. What you taught was some part wrong. Must be tough. Yeah. Like, it's, you know, this is Deconversion Hangout, so I guess I'm hanging out and I'm just kind of talking here at this point. I think like when Earl sent me this film, like she put it in my, the inbox. We message each other back and forth all the time. So she put it in there and I looked at it, and my first reaction was it was sad, and then I realized why it was sad. It's what I'm talking about right now. It's like, man, this is so reflective of my own relationships with my kids right now, only it's reversed. Like it's like there. So yeah, but I just don't, I don't know. Fred, I just don't know. Like you have a desire to have a good relationship with your kids and grandkids. I love my grandkids. They're way cooler than their parents these days. Parents have all become lame, and I told them so. You used to be cool when you were kids, but you're just lame now. Um, and that just to reflect. I had to I still joke with them. I still have fun with them. Still going to have breakfast with my daughter tomorrow. Like there's stuff happening, but I always feel like I taught them something right, but also taught something wrong. And because of some of the things I taught them, they're probably still in the faith. Like I was pretty big into trying to keep people in the faith myself, like any good apologist was when I was doing that. And now it's like, a lot of my kids heard all that. They lived with me all those years. Like it's when I was a Christian. So it's my kids that are having the toughest time with it, I think. And then there's my mom, me and mom I tried it with mom, but she still attends the church that fired me because her loyalty to God and serving God is greater than the loyalty to her son. And that bothers me too. So, it does feel worse. Yep. This is why it goes to therapy, Dragon Rider. And my therapist says it shouldn't feel worse, but she absolutely understands why it does. So like this happens all the time. Like it, on the one hand, you're like, I hope that all the, not judging people and stuff like that stuck with them. But at the same time, I also know, like, I taught them when I was an Assembly God minister was when the time they were kids the most, like hell is real, heaven's real. You don't believe in Jesus, you're going to hell. And some of them still believe that. So to them, because of some of the things I taught them, they believe now that I am going to hell. So, and that's a hard thing to believe. So, oh, thank you. Yeah, it was. I'm glad I got out of it. Like, there's no, Earl, I don't feel guilty about leaving. I feel sad that because I left and because other people can't get over it, like it has a negative impact. Okay, the reason I am kind of, there's a therapy session going on here with me in this film, and thank you for sending it. But there's this therapy session that's going on as I engage this film. Am I asking the question, like, can I ever truly have a good relationship with any of my children or my mother as long as this exists? And the answer is finally becoming very clear to me that it's quite possible that it's no, and that I will die not having that good relationship. And so, I mean, you can fight with it, you can engage it, and it's acceptance of the fact that there are some things that may not change. Like, I think the biggest thing today that when I was listening to the video is like when the daughter asked her mother, do you think dad will ever change? And mom says no, and hell freezes over, but it doesn't mean you can't have a good relationship with it. And I agree the first part might be true, but the second part, it's why I say religion negatively impacts relationship. So yeah, I mean, I know I can still hope. I'm going to try. I'm not going to quit. It's just I'm feeling really bad about it, Fred. Like I'm wrestling with a lot of things right now because from my perspective, it is better to try to build a relationship with somebody who genuinely loves you and cares about you and doesn't have that in the way than it is to try to fight your way through the other. So I'm sniffing a little bit because kind of emotional for me, but yeah. Yeah. I know I shouldn't, but it's the way I feel. So, but yeah, like it's so yeah, there are churches that do teach that. Yes. I hear it. I hope it can be enough to understand. I say that because good people here, and it's definitely see you as one of them. All right. Thank you, Fred. Um, I didn't know your backstory as a former Christian, but now that I do, you seem to be a man of ethics who sacrificed a lot for the truth. Because of that, I'll follow you. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, to hell and back. Thank you. Yeah, that's what this channel's about, man. Like my journey. A lot of it started because I wanted to chronicle my journey out of this stuff. And as a former minister, you get to a point where you're preaching stuff and it's like not hitting right. And it's not right and it's not true. And, I was very scholarly. I've studied the Gospels enough that I kind of consider myself sort of an expert in quotes about the Gospels. And, my main actual master's degree level expertise is I've read a shit ton of theologians talking about God, okay, and what different viewpoints they had on the historical development of theology in the church. But that's probably more of our real expertise. I just don't have a lot of fun with that. But yes, thank you. But yes, that this is this channel was born out of my struggle and my own struggle. It's been kept alive by a lot of you and a lot of people caring for me. And I think you guys are wonderful for doing so. Appreciate all of you. Like the Fluffle has just been, as funny as it's been, there's a real love here at times where people just accept me for who I am. And I appreciate that so much. So wait, did I get it wrong? It's possible. Yeah. Hold on. Shouldn't, but the saddest part I get, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them go to the disco. Okay. There you go. Okay. I'm sorry, Earl. That's the problem right now. Evan hit it on the head. I'm kind of being leaky right now. So I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I'm so, but yeah, there you go. What's your thought on theologians now? Animal or vegetable? I don't think that there's anything wrong with the understanding how theology affects people in the human mind and human society, because it does. Like there's a valid effect that theologians have, but most of the time they're just circle jerking ideas. I'm not. It's okay. But yeah, like I just don't like to read things wrong. That's all I meant. Yeah, but that's the whole video series. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So I'm going to spend, just so everybody's forewarned, I'm going to spend a lot of time venting on this one. That's why I'm taking my time with it, because I feel it's necessary to realize that this isn't just a PBS special. This isn't my life. This is happening everywhere. Like, I don't know how many relationships are negatively impacted by the fact that you've got one part of the family on one side of the religion fence and one group on the other. Yeah. So it's like, that's the way it is. So I haven't actually yet. No. Oh, thanks, Josh. All right. Well, unfortunately, I'm running out of time. I'd love to stay, but I do have to get to work. And so, So thanks everybody for indulging me a little bit. We will be back tomorrow. And by we, I mean I Killed Earl and the Rabid Atheists are going to be looking to Jubilee's face-off between Monty and Stuckey. So we're going to be looking at that together. So we'd appreciate if you come by and listen to what we have to say. That debate I found very interesting because it's like theology meets real world. So it's there. So it's there. So we're gonna do that tomorrow. I appreciate all of you. Want to give a special shout out to Sam and to Josh for the generous donations today. Appreciate both of you. You guys are awesome. And so it's that one. So there you go. Thanks everybody for doing that. So other than tomorrow, the other announcements, yeah, I think that's it. That's the big one. I would like to see as many people there tomorrow as possible. So thanks for that. So may Fangs nibble on all of your hearts. May he draw closer to you with his sharp, pointy teeth. And may those same sharp, pointy teeth, may they purify all your vegetables from religious corruption. If you need a religion that will give you warm fuzzies, if that's why you're in religion, because you need warm fuzzies in your life, there is an answer in Fangsology where you can look into the eyes of the godlit Fangs and you will get all the warm fuzzies you will ever need. Also, if you need a religious ritual in your life, just circumcise a carrot, place it on top of your stash. Maybe Fangs will take the carrot instead of the stash. Maybe not. Like all religious rituals, it's subject to all kinds of randomness. And make sure you also remember Judge Fangs might take your stash anyway through legal means, so check your local laws. Beware the lies and the vibes of the apologists. They're everywhere, including those that want to lower the epistemological bar into hell like Low Bar Bill. And worst of all, are the presuppopossum apologists. Watch out for them for the most. But thanks everybody for being here. As always, live your best life. You only get one go around and then it's over. So look at it, yes. So you want to take all your time, money, and opportunities, give them to yourself, the people you love and care for, and to make this a better world. You'll be happier if you do. I speak from experience that you also shouldn't waste your time on the trappings of religion and faith, because that's a dead end. Absolutely speaking for experience on that one. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. I'll catch you all tomorrow as me and I Killed Earl break down a debate. We'll see you all then. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end to find out how you can support the channel better. Of course, there's always the normal notions of just hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell, and share the video with your friends and family that you think would be interested. That's always very appreciated. If you want to support the channel in a more tangible way, there's several options. You can super chat or super thanks in the comments or during a stream. Those are always very welcome, but you also can become a member of the channel. Members have certain perks like getting the videos early, things like that. They also have some good custom emojis during chat. So all of these things are good benefits to members, but they also support this channel and its work to continue to normalize atheism and deconversion, for which I'm very appreciative. It keeps me going, and it keeps me as a content creator being able to do more and more as a content creator. So if you choose those methods of support, thank you very much. And I appreciate you once again for staying to the end and listening to other ways that you can support the channel. Appreciate it. Thanks, and I'll catch you next time.